Just so you're aware, yes, I am putting something over the screen because I will lose my freaking mind and not be able to pay attention if I see the game over the game because the game is so small.
Right. Yep. So this week we are playing. Well, first we're from MyGamer.com, and we are playing Dungeon Girl on PC. Gillman's Man in the Helm, as always. I am Squall Snake. You can follow me on Twitter at ZackGaz, ZackGaz. You can follow us on Twitter at MyGamerNews. So this is, we got a lot to talk about this week other than Dungeon Girl, of course. But so Dungeon Girl, to start off though, this is a match 3?
It's a you just like kind of.
It is described as a puzzle RPG with over 1,000 floors to conquer and 300 items to craft. The fun never ends, according to the Steam page.
When does it start?
Can't end if it doesn't start.
It's fair. That's a fair point.
Let's see here. Puzzle RPG that's easy to pick up and play. Join Monica on her journey into the dungeon under the Tower of Light Blue and conquer over 1,000 floors. Match panels to explore the dungeon and make them disappear to attack enemies. Explore, excavate, heal, and attack. Start your adventure and see how deep you can go. Puzzle RPG, 1,000 floors, 300 items to craft, 200 skills to use, and you can play this in English and in Japanese.
Yeah, saying that it's in Japanese isn't like a huge selling point. When it's like, we didn't localize part of it.
According to Steam here, the majority, there's been a couple of thumbs up reviews, but it seems that the majority of them are thumbs down.
I'm going to agree with those. It's it just doesn't seem to like. There's so much lacking in information and like. I don't know. It's just like.
It almost seems like this was a mobile game and then they just put it on PC.
There's a tablet mode.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is a Fruit Bat Factory game. We've covered a lot of their games.
They do good work.
They've had some good stuff.
I cover a lot of their stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I like those guys because I always feel like they're swinging for the fences, and they're happy to take risks.
Yes.
So if
I don't even understand what's going on. Like you're clicking on stuff and I'm not following what is happening.
Okay, so this is life. It's how I heal, and these are attacks. So if a monster appears, that's how I attack them. And work, I get money for. I want to say. But search is like basically me wandering around the floor of the dungeon, looking for the like exit or the way down.
So anything that's 3 or more symbols together is how you can activate them?
You can activate stuff just by clicking on it.
Oh. But the more that's connected, the more powerful it is?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, like any game.
Yeah.
And then this bar right here is how much I've searched the floor.
Okay. So it's like you're dungeon crawling, but everything is just kind of menu based. You don't actually like see the monster.
Based.
It's yeah.
monsters appear over here.
Right.
Um,
Right. And that's when you got to hit the attack cubes.
Yeah.
Oh, and the stair icon makes you go up. Okay, now I'm
Or
starting to get
down.
it. Or yeah.
And your mind only lasts for so long, and that's like how long you're able to explore in the dungeon. So escape. I went from 10 to 20, so. Super important!
With a couple exclamation points there.
Mm-hmm.
So they weren't lying. It's a $12 game.
Seems a little steep.
Yeah, it came out a couple weeks ago at the very end of July. I feel like the match 3, it's like if you just kind of want to make a game and throw it out there, like let's just make a match 3 and that'll work. Like ever since like Bejeweled kind of made it popular and cool, so many match 3s out there now.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Why aren't you letting me? Fuck you.
What are you trying to do?
I was trying to. I was trying to craft a bronze sword into something, but it's not letting me select it.
It's a lot of stuff in inventory.
None of this was explained.
I
None
was
of
gonna
this
say,
was
like,
explained. And like the tutorials are like giant and you have to read them, and like none of this is explained.
I was just gonna say, like, what is happening? I was like, maybe I'm missing something because obviously I'm not playing, but goddamn.
None of this is explained at all. Oh, this goes on for fucking ever.
I was gonna say, here we go. Maybe we should have put the text in Japanese and made up our own story.
Well, like, I'm, like, skimming it, but... Like, all I do is, all day at work is read at this point.
We can still kind of talk about Yakuza, no?
We're
Switching
not
topics.
supposed to.
Not supposed to?
Yeah.
We got the new Yakuza game, but
I can't talk about it.
embargoes. Yeah, well, I haven't played it, so I can't talk about it either.
I will have a preview video up tomorrow. Okay. So now she has that. Fuck it, let's go search.
Alright. I'm down.
So, yeah, what do you think of the IGN thing that happened recently?
With the plagiarism?
Yeah.
Well, we kind of experienced that ourselves. Speak of
Yeah.
the devil.
That was
So,
odd.
yeah. So the IGN thing, maybe to kind of just quickly summarize, is some... I don't know who wrote it or, you know, the editor or what happened, but, you know, apparently the review was just kind of plagiarized, you know, stolen from some other reviewer on the internet, like on YouTube or something. Yeah. And that IGN editor apparently was let go because they just, you know, I know I haven't seen the original
I have.
review or article, and so I can't tell you what
It's
specifically.
like you start off and it's like they're similar, but if you read enough reviews, like I've definitely read reviews, and like every now and then you're just like, you know, all reviews are kind of the same, like, because it's like, what was that We Happy Few, like,
Oh yeah.
like I've definitely like read some We Happy Few things and people were bitching about the same shit. And so it's like, you know, because it's like people are like, this feels like an unfinished game, you know, and people say the same shit. But there's a difference between saying the same stuff. Like, the guy who did the original review went so far as to say, look, here are the timestamps for my video, and here are the timestamps for his video.
Yeah.
They're beat by beat the same. Like, to the second in some instances.
Oh, so it was almost like a carbon copy.
Like,
Very, very close.
yeah, to the point of like, yeah, you can't just sit there and be like, at the, you know, the 3-minute mark, I'm going to talk about this. At the 4-minute mark, I'm going to talk about this. You know, it's like, that, like, that's like formatting, and that's one thing if it's like a site-wide thing, but when it's like beyond your site, that starts getting really suspicious. What starts getting really, really fucking weird is like it at one point, like, it was just like, nope, this is the same fucking review. Like, after a while, you would just, like, of listening to it, you're just like, this is the same fucking review.
Yeah.
And then, he released a YouTube video, the guy who plagiarized, on his own channel, and was, like, non-apologetic, like, after he'd been fired, and was like, sure, I read other reviews. That's what everyone in the industry does, but I don't plagiarize. And it's like, no, you don't read other reviews before you read your review. That, like, taints your review. Like,
Yeah, what was the game again that he was it
Dead Cells.
Oh, that game's not even out yet, is it? Or maybe it's out on like
it's out.
It's out
on
on
PC.
I don't think it's out on like Switch and everything else yet. Maybe I can't remember, but yeah.
Yeah, like you don't sit there and go, well, I haven't written my review or formulated my own ideas, so I'm gonna watch some other people's fucking reviews on this. It's like,
Yeah.
no.
Right.
Like, there have been times that, like, I was about to post a fucking, like, review and was like, mainly for, like, We Happy Few, for instance.
Yeah.
I was like really kind of nervous about that one because, like, that was really, really hyped.
Yes.
And
it was a full $60 game.
Yeah, and I was like, and I'd written the full review, and I was like, this is not good. Like, something is wrong with this game. And I'd written the full full review, and I remember talking to you about it, and I think even, and like, like I'd said a couple things before about like, you know, a couple things don't bode well for this. Yeah. And then like even you were like, yeah, I've read some reviews, and like everyone's slamming it. And it's like, I looked at Metacritic, and I'm like, oh, my 6.5 is about average, which, like, yeah, but it's like, I don't ever sit there and read other people's reviews. That's not something that's fucking done.
Yeah, I mean, at least, when I try to review a game, there's some things that's unavoidable with the hype. Some games you get super excited about, and that's how you know that you want to play these games, right? But sometimes like this game that we're playing now, like I don't know anything about. Fruit Bat. I was talking with them. I'm like, hey, what's new? And then they're like, oh, we got this new game. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, if you want, we can, maybe check it out. We could stream it or something. They're like, all right. And so other than that, like, I don't know anything about it, right? So sometimes it's kind of good to go in blind.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what to expect, and you just kind of come and you see it fresh. You're not going to be, maybe tainted by someone else's opinion. It's one of those things where you just kind of have to play the game for long enough to form your own opinion. There could be, something further down the game that you don't realize, like it's not in level 1, right?
Fruit Bat is like, I want to say like 15 years ago Atlas, when it was like, we're going to release a lot of shit because...
A lot of crazy
because
niche.
We have to like keep alive, and it's like, but every now and then we're going to release something fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And it's like, I respect them for it because, they're probably just releasing stuff that someone on the team is like, there's probably one guy on the team that's super passionate about this game, and, like, yeah. I respect him for it.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I mean, it takes... Like, there's only a couple companies, like, Atlas, Xseed, Fruit Bat. Like, these are companies that are willing to release, publish these smaller, indie niche games, so that takes guts to do, and you got to have the right staff to do it, because they have to have the right passion to do it.
Yeah.
Right, and they know, like, this isn't gonna be a million seller, but we still have to promote it in a way where we can still make just enough money for the next one, so we can do it again. It's not like an EA where like, okay, we need to sell 2 million copies of Madden this year, so we can buy another jet or something. They're just like, we just want to keep the lights on and kind of keep it going and release these games that not everybody's going to play, but we hope that the people that do play them, really like them. You get down to that small but hardcore fan base. And we had, there was another site. We gotta, maybe when I post stuff, I gotta maybe like embed our own links or something like that more, something, because we had a site that just literally copied and pasted our reviews right on their site, and they just claimed it as their own. They didn't link us.
Well, there's a link at the end of all of their articles. They do it on every article they have that says source. And everything on their site is from a different website. Nothing is original content.
Yeah.
Which, like, there used to be sites back in the early 2000s, like they were aggregator sites, but they were just
they're just
links
hubs,
to other sites, like like Reddit kind of, except there were like message boards kind of. But this is pretty blatant, like.
Yeah, it's so small to see the source, and like.
And you have to scroll all the way.
You got to scroll all the way down, and you got to click it to see like even where it came from. It's not just like right there on the article. So, you got to kind of be wary of this stuff, and luckily we kind of found it, and we were trying to address it.
And it's funny because one of the other writers. Was complaining about it to me, and I was like, ha ha ha, it's probably just your reviews, because I know the guys, so I was just like, ha ha ha, I don't see any of mine, because like the first one that I looked up was my Tour de France one, which was like one of my more recent reviews, and it's not there.
Yeah, at least not yet.
Well, no, they have someone else's Tour de France
review. So they only
And then
they wanted,
And then I was like,
they just got to somebody else's before.
And I was like, I'm gonna look for something else, and I looked, and they had like all of my visual novel games.
There you go, because you're one of the few to actually like.
Well, that's the thing, is because like the thing that occurred to me is I'm like. Wait, I'm like one of the only people that reviews visual novels.
Yeah.
And then I like looked that up and I'm like, son of a bitch. And they have comments disabled because I went to comment on it and I was like, hey, fuck Stick.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, hey, fuck Stick, remove my fucking article.
Yeah.
And it would like on our site, like your comments appear instantly.
Yes.
On this one, nope.
No, they probably they just blocked it, or they have to approve it.
Yep.
Before it goes through something like that. Yeah.
Yep. Probably because they know that people are going to like show up and be like, "Hey, fuck, Stick."
Yeah. Right. It's like if you're gonna do it like the right way and give more credit and visibility.
Yep.
But not these guys. So recently, everybody on the site that writes for the site has numerous games to play and review. So we're always busy with stuff, and a lot of times we can't really play the games that we necessarily want to play because we got to play all these other games to cover them, and we only.
Or you're terrible like me and just say fuck it.
You're right. There's only 24 hours in a day, and you just sometimes you just can't get to everything. And my backlog is just extraordinarily large. But anyway, I powered through. I had a bunch of my own stuff, and I wrote everything. And then last weekend, there was like nothing going on, family wise, really. So it was slow time. So I was like, man, here we go. This is an evening where I can actually sit down and play a game for like 3 continuous hours without having to be interrupted by something, So I'm like, I need to go back and I need to start playing Mario Odyssey again. So that's what I did because I was really liking that game.
Beat
And
Mario Odyssey?
no. And so never beat it. And then I went back and like, I really like that game. Like it sucks me in because
I did not, and that's an unpopular
yeah,
opinion to have.
Yeah, we talked about this on the stream before, and I just kind of like you can breeze through that game because like each level you only have to get like 10 moons or whatever to move out. And you could get 10 moons usually pretty quick just by kind of just like casually walking around. But
there was a level that I missed the boss.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can get to exactly. So there's some levels because I did the same thing where I had the criteria to move on to the next level without getting to the final stage or to the final area where the boss was or whatever it might be. But so how I've been playing the game is I just each stage has 20 or 30 moons in it or whatever, and I get because I just play it until I kind of like, okay, I think I got everything here. So I've been getting 20 something moons in each level, which that takes a little bit of time. You run around for an hour, you can kind of get all of them. But so I'm and then I looked on a fax and I'm only like 60% of the way through all the levels. I'm like, holy shit, there's still a lot more. And I'm at almost like 200 moons. And I'm not even, I'm barely, a little bit halfway over. And,
there's a really, really, really long post game. Like after you save Peach.
I heard. Yeah.
There's like this incredibly long, like.
There's something like 800 moons or something in the whole game, which is, or sure, even right. So that's, insane. I got not even 200, and I've been playing for hours. Granted, I've only hit maybe a little bit over half the stages, but Mario Odyssey is a game where I don't think like they kind of like want you to get all the moons because they're just like have fun and just kind of walk around and explore. Because it's like the Korok seeds in Zelda. Like you're not supposed to get like all 800 and whatever of them because there's just so many of them. They're all over the place. Now, if you want to be crazy about it and do that, you can. But I don't foresee myself getting all the moons in Mario because one, it'll take forever, and two, I don't think I have the patience for that anymore.
No.
So I went back. I was playing that for a little bit, but now that's off the table again because I got more games to review. I got an indie Switch game that I got today, and not Dead Cells, but another game that just came out on PS4. What the hell is it called?
I don't know.
Oh man. They're making Super Seducer 2. Death's Gambit. I just started playing
Super Seducer 2.
2, yeah, and there's like more influence with like from the female side or something. I just got an email about it today.
That's super upsetting.
I'm like, how the hell? But apparently it's sold. Let me click on this real quick. They wrote how many copies it sold, which was insane to me. 80,000 copies on Steam, and the game sells for like $13. That's like over $1 million if you do the math.
Yeah, and it probably only costs like $8 to make.
Yeah, crazy.
There's a lot of content in that game.
It got some. Well, originally, that game was supposed to come out on PS4 and on PC. And I was like, give me the.
They pulled it on PS4.
They pulled it on PS4 because last minute Sony was like, we don't. This can be taken the wrong way. This game.
I completely disagree with them pulling it on PS4.
Yeah.
I think that's a bullshit move on Sony's part.
Yeah, I think like just looking at it blindly, you can see like this game might not be like politically correct or something like that, but all the reviews and everybody that
That's what the
checked it out.
rating system is for.
Yeah, but it's like it's not that bad. Like it's not that
No.
bad in terms of like being sexist or whatever.
Well, that's the thing is it's like there's a fucking rating system out. Like that reminds me of like the 90s. Like Sony's been doing shit like that for there's a game that was supposed to be published, Omega Labyrinth Z, that Sony pulled the rights to publish at the last minute because they didn't want like protests or anything.
What was that game about?
It was like a weird Japanese game about girls with big boobs.
Oh.
It was like one of those, like, I could explain... Like, do you remember the breeding game that we reviewed?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And it's like, when you describe it as the breeding game...
Yeah, then it's... Right, it's that outward-facing, very general marketing that can easily be misunderstood.
Oh, it's a breeding game, and it's like breeding game is like a marketing spin to it. It's way less exciting than that. Like you have affection points for like one girl in your party who like you make like magical party members with. Like that's about it. And it's like they could be called goblins and it would be the same fucking effect. Like, it's all based on like her affection to you and like all this other shit. And it's like it was all just like a marketing spin. And this other game like it was just like this marketing spin on it. And at the last minute, Sony was like, we just don't feel comfortable with this on our system. And it's like, guys, really, fuck you. There's a rating system. Like,
right, if you don't buy it, then...
Like, adults are able to make these decisions on their own.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like it's rated AO.
That's right, that's a different... That could be the one, but it's if it's rated M for mature. I mean, everything's rated M for mature for Call of Duty and stuff. Like these are common.
Yeah, it's like guys, like it's very clearly segregated for what it is, and it's like we're going back to the fucking 90s when people were like, "Oh, this could be taken slightly the wrong way. We can't have that. Violence is okay, but
violence is okay, right? Yeah."
But we need to make sure that all countries are sexually repressed. And it's like... Really? That's a thing that we're doing now?
Yeah.
I don't know. I find it super annoying.
Yeah,
like, I think Super Seducer is a bad game. And
oh sure, yeah. I wouldn't expect big things from it, but to kind of shun it, right out of the gate,
and
for what you might think it is, that's a little different.
And don't get me wrong, like that game deserves all kinds of hate, but like for different reasons than like what people are giving it hate for. Like, I made GIFs about that game because it was so, like, ridiculous and terrible.
Well, now they're making a sequel.
And that's pretty funny.
And, yeah, exactly.
So what did you think about this game?
Yeah, I still have no clue really what the hell's going on. I guess I was anticipating or expecting maybe more of like a puzzle quest. Or even a Bejeweled or something, but...
Yeah, that didn't happen, did it?
That did not happen at all, but it almost mixes a roguelike dungeon crawler in a very simplified, broken down way, where you just get like the enemies that just pop up on the screen. Again, this is not what I was expecting, but with a cute anime skin on it,
Yeah.
What do you think? If you had to give it a score, what do you think? Like a 5, a 7, what?
Probably closer to a 7.
Yeah, maybe a solid 6.
Yeah, 7. Probably a 7.
That's not so
7
bad. A
sounds
7,
about right.
yeah, like a 7 means, it's kind of playable, especially if you can maybe get it on sale or if you're curious about it. It's not all bad. It needs some work, but
I
you
would
can
say
kind of
if you
see
can
it.
find this on sale, this is definitely the game that you want to pick up. It's fine. It's something that you could just like have in the background while you're like watching like a marathon of like a TV show because you don't know what you should be doing at that moment.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just marathoning Brooklyn Nine-Nine right now. I don't know. Like,
Or you can always just check out other Fruit Bat games.
yeah,
There's actually, I'm looking on Steam right now, and they got this. Where'd it go? There's like a crazy deal where you can buy like all the Fruit Bat games. Yeah, for like 300 bucks. There's the Buy Fruit Bat Factory Publisher Bundle, 20% off on all 48 games. So you can get all their games for under 300 bucks if you wanted to.
yeah. And, like, what publisher does that?
That's
Like,
crazy.
how cool is that?
To get a super mega bundle. So yeah, if you like your anime and weird Japanese shit, Fruit Bat, you might want to check them out.
Yeah. But, yeah, so for this week, I've been Gilman. You can find me on MyGamer. That's primarily what I do.
Yeah, go to the real MyGamer. Don't look for the stuff that's people have been plagiarizing us. So yeah, go check out mygamer.com. Put it in your favorites. A lot of reviews just went up. A lot more new reviews are also going to be coming for some pretty good games. So keep your eye out for that. Posted a bunch of news recently. You can follow me on Twitter at ZackGaz, ZackGaz, and you can follow us on Twitter at MyGamerNews. So check us out. Thanks for watching. This has been Dungeon Girl, and until next week, game on.